Alrighty, boys, my mic is shit, but let's do the shit anyways. So, in the mid to late 18th century, the population of the United States was very discontent with how they were being treated by their colonies, the British, of course. So, the British had imposed some very heavy taxes on the population that lived in the United States at that time. Being them British, indigenous, who cares? If you lived inside the area of the 13 colonies at that time that were the United States, you had to pay those extra taxes on top of the ones you already had to pay in Britain. If you lived in Britain, you only had to pay some initial taxes. If you lived in the United States, you had to pay more taxes. So, in 1773, some British people living in the United States, dressed as indigenous people, organized the Boston Tea Party. They went to the port of Boston that night and found some crates of tea in boats. They threw the crates onto the ocean and burnt the boats. The following weeks, the British monarchy found out and ordered them to pay indemnizations to the company that owned the boats for the damages. The people said, alright, fuck it, that's enough. So, in 1774, with George Washington leading the army and the help of France, they started a war, the Revolution War. They won, of course, as we all know. I hope you know. If you don't, go study, you dumbass. So, in 1776, they reunited the founding fathers in Philadelphia to sign the Declaration of Independence. The Declaration of Independence later went to the Constitution of the United States, signed again in Philadelphia by the same founding fathers in 1786. That created the government of the United States, which imposed its own set of rules, laws, taxes on those 13 colonies. It was a democratic regime, or a republican regime, however you want to call it, led by none other than George Washington himself. Well, that constitution is still in effect today, although some things have changed, but the basic amendments and all that kind of stuff are still there. Those 13 colonies later evolved into the 50 states that we have today, and fun fact, each star on the flag of the United States represents each state. Well, hope you enjoyed watching and learned something new.